Hey everybody, Matter here. Welcome to part 7 of my Steins Gate Let's Play. In the last episode, we finally had the first big thing happen in terms of the time travel, where Okabe went... He didn't go back in time, but he sent email back in time with the lottery numbers, and we almost won if it wasn't for dang Luka messing up the lottery ticket. But the important thing is that we actually changed the past. And Okabe was the only one who actually remembers things. Nobody else does. So he's starting to actually feel like... Hey everybody, Matter here. Welcome to part 7 of my Steins Gate Let's Play. In the last episode, we actually had the first big thing happen in terms of the time manipulation, time changing, where Okabe sent an email, or had someone sent an email with the lottery numbers. And apparently it actually worked, although we didn't win the lottery because dang Luka couldn't get the numbers right. But the important thing is that the timeline was changed, and Okabe was the only one who remembered that happening. And he reached out to Titor, and Titor is calling him the Messiah and saying that he will be the one who can change fate. And now Okabe's starting to get a little bit of cold feet. First he was all about wanting to be Mr. Special Guy, but now that that's happening to him, he's starting to kind of backtrack a little bit. So I'm excited to get into this and see what changes are going to happen next. So let's get into it. Messiah. In Christianity, a title for Jesus Christ. One who brings salvation to mankind. Savior. One who rescues others from peril. Salvation. Deliverance from pain and suffering.
John Titor は実にバカだな。
I scream at the absurdity. Daru and Kurisu give me exasperated stares, but I ignore them.
この俺がメシアだと？勘弁してもらいたいものだ。人類を救済するなど、くだらないにも程がある。俺は、メシアとは正反対の資質を持つ、狂気のマッドサイエンティスト、法院教魔であり、幾多の修羅場をかいくぐり、長年、期間から逃れ続けてきたのだ。
Okay, so it's not necessarily the fact that it's just what he's been called is what he has issue with. He still has a little bit of, what's that term, Chionbian, where it's like he believes that, you know, he's a special boy. But I think this is him just covering where he's actually freaking out right now, but he's trying to put on a brave front.
そんな俺が望むのは混沌。権力者を倒せば平和が訪れるとでも思っているのか。答えは否。断じて否だ。そんな夢物語を信じている脳みそがお花畑な奴にはそのまま死ねと忠告してやろう。権力の破壊の後に始まるのは秩序なき混乱なのだ。
Alright, Mayuri. Maishi won a magazine sweepstakes once. Amazing, huh? You know the hero of Gunbim, Setsuri? I won an autograph from his voice actor. Okay, so magazine. You're still reading anime magazines. You're a true otaku. Gumbim, which I'm guessing is Gundam, but they can't say that because of copyright. Setsuri, is he from the latest Gunbim? I haven't seen it. The original is the best anyway. Voice actor. I never knew Mayuri was a voice actor otaku. Okay, let's go with the magazine. There.
あのさ、マキセ氏、オカリンは一体どうしちゃったんだぜ？
さあ、数時間前までジョン・タイターと熱心にメールしてたと思ったら急に静かになって。で、30分くらい前からこんな状態。
なんか今日のオカリンって全体的にヤバくね？
同意するわ。
I mean, stranger than usual.
聞け！そこのラボメン2人！これよりオペレーションウルドを再開する！
マジで？下に店長まだいるけど？
案ずるな。どうせブラウン管工房はそろそろ閉店の時間だ。
夜は電話レンジが作動しないはずでしょ？
やってみる価値はある。検証するのだ。何時まで電話レンジカッコ仮の作動を確認できるかをな。と同時に ダル、それにクリスティーナ、お前たちには D メールによって過去を変えてもらう。
過去を？
I still don't believe in the many worlds interpretation or Titor's attractor field theory. Actually, I'm starting to doubt them more and more. If we want to know how the world works, we'll have to figure it out ourselves, and to do that, we need to experiment. One thing I'm sure of is that the mass disappearance in Akihabara is related to D-mail somehow, as is the strange disconnect between my memories and everyone else's. According to Titor, I have a supernatural power, the one I call reading Steiner. My doubts about Titor's veracity aside, I do need to determine if I'm indeed the only one who keeps his memories when the past changes.
好きなように過去を変えろ。ただし、なるべくわかりやすい形でだ。
Preparations for the PhoneWave named subject to change are complete. Daro's eyes wander to the ceiling in thought. Next to him, Kurisu shrugs her shoulders and starts gathering her things.
私は帰る。今日の実験結果は明日レポートで見せて。
待て！
When I grab her by the shoulder, Kurisu nearly topples over.
何すんのよ。
そのレポートは誰が書くのだ？
岡部に決まってるでしょ。作戦立案者なんだから。被験者自身も実験中の書簡なんかを書いておいてくれるとなおいいけど。
Kurisu glances at Daru.
過去改変には興味がないのか？あれほど実験に前向きだったではないか。
I think maybe this is getting too real for her as well.
あんたね、昼間のことをもうきれいさっぱり忘れたわけ？私は反対した。
だが実験が始まってからは乗り気だった。文句一つ言わず付き合った。
妄想を垂れ流さないで。
I twist my lips into a grin.
客観的に慣れていないぞ、クリスティ・セレセブよ。
いちいち言い直すなよ。
I was gonna say, I was just like, I love how he corrects himself on one wrong name to the next wrong name. He just likes Celeb Sev more.
実験はすでに一度行われた。この俺が過去を改変した。
わあ、オカリン、抜け駆けいくない。
そうではない。過去を改変した結果、お前たちは改変前の一部の記憶を失ったのだ。
今日の昼間のこと？ロト6がどうとか急に言い出したけど。
そうだ。
I explained what happened earlier this afternoon.
それはひょっとしてギャグで言っているのか？
本気だ。
マジっすか。
One good look at my face and Daru seems to understand I'm not joking. Kurisu, on the other hand, has a sour look, but she's always like that. Why did everyone else lose their memories? Actually, did everyone else lose their memories? In order to find out, I need them to perform the same experiment.
うわっ、オッケー。僕一つどうしても変えたい過去があるんだよね。
Daru is quick to adapt, as always. We've known each other for a long time. He trusts me implicitly. Or maybe he's just being faithful to his desires.
なんだ？ダイエットしろと1年前の自分に送るのか？
そんなメール来てもダイエットなんかしないし。
Daru tells me he wants to change the events of the Ferris Cup, held at May Queen Nyan Squared a few days ago. On that day, Daru got insta-killed by Ferris in a Rainnet Access Battlers match. Oh, that would be an easy thing to observe and see if things change.
その結果を覆そうと？
フェイリスタンの作戦はほぼ完璧に覚えてるんで、その裏をつこうってことだよ。うわぁ、僕って頭良くね？
Ferris is probably too good for that to work. She'll just counter his counter strategy.
まあいい。ダルよ。D メールを送る準備を。
よーし、僕頑張っちゃうぞ。
Daru hunches over and starts typing out the mail, leaving me to input the forwarding address into the PhoneWave, name subject to change. I sit in front of the X6 8000 and take a look at my watch. It's 6:55 p.m. No way to know if the PhoneWave, name subject to change, will operate at this hour. We haven't figured out the exact window yet.
あんた自身はどう考えてるの？記憶が継続してることについて。
しつこいぞ。ゾンビの異名は伊達ではないというわけか。
She's like, you're the only one who calls me that.
意味がわからない。
ゾンビは死してなお人に襲いかかってくる。実にしつこいのだ。
冗談はやめて。こっちは本気で話してるんだけど。
Kurisu's glare is scarier than usual. I might have wet myself a little there.
俺は D メールの送信先が鍵だと考えている。すなわち未来からのメールを受け取った人間。その人間だけは過去改変の影響を受けないかもしれない。
Actually, that hypothesis doesn't explain the mass disappearance in Akihabara. Of course, I still don't have concrete proof that the mass disappearance incident was related to D-mail. We'll never know unless we experiment.
ダルの実験が終わったら次はお前に D メールを送ってもらう。内容について考えておいてくれ。
嫌よ。
Kurisu replies emphatically.
私は送らない。
怖いのか？
そういう問題じゃない。
ならばタイムパラドックスのことを気にしているのか？
それもあるけど、どっちかっていうと個人的なポリシー。
A policy?
過去を変えるなんて卑怯な感じがするから。私がこれまでに蓄積してきた人生はたかだか18年だけど、それでもその記憶を改変なんてしたくない。
なるほど。今の自分は完璧であり不満はなく、だから変えたくないと？
なんでそうなる？これまでの自分を否定したくないの。たとえ失敗ばかりだったとしても、それを含めて今の自分があるんだから。
電話レンジカッコ仮が完全に問題を解決して実用化されても使う気はないと？ジョン・タイターがタイムマシンを好きに使っていいと仮に言ってきても、どの時代に飛ぶ気もないと？青い猫型ロボットが机の引き出しから出てきてもそれを使わないと？
I'm guessing a blue robot cat? Is that a reference to something? Maybe. Seems very specific. Kurisu nods firmly.
使わないわ。
だが実験は大好き。そうだな。
好きで悪いか？
すなわち自分は高めの見物を決め、他人を実験台にしてほくそ笑む。実にマッドなサイエンティストだ。
あんたね。
Not denying it
で
though.
きたお。
Kurisu stalks towards me but is pushed aside by Daru, who presents his phone with a triumphant grin. I take a look. At Ferris Cup, enemy setup VLVVLVLL.
さっぱり意味がわからない。
Me neither.
フェイリスタンのカードの配置だお。見ればわかるだろ上皇。オカリンたちが疎いだけ。
Well, whatever. Preparations are complete. If this works, the mail will arrive at Daru's phone 52 hours ago. The discharge phenomenon occurs normally. I close my eyes to shield them from the lightning and sparks. The D-mail was sent. Daru should have received it 2 days ago. However,
そのことをなんで俺は。
what? Okay, so I guess he is the
覚えている。
Messiah. When I sent a D-mail earlier this afternoon, everyone else forgot about it. If Daru's D-mail changed the past, then the present should have changed too. Daru should be the only one who remembers that he sent a D-mail.
過去変わった？
Daru looks around in confusion.
ちょっと待て。誰も覚えているんだな。
え？何が？
今 D メールを送ったことだ。
Daru nods. Then I turn to Kurisu. She answers before I ask.
覚えてるに決まってるでしょ。何バカなこと言って。 そうか。岡部がさっき言ってたことが正しいなら、私とあんたは過去が変えられた記憶はないはず。
ダル、お前フェイリス杯でフェイリスに勝てたのか？
わかんね
勝てたらフェイリスの手料理とか言っていたはずだ。それは食べられたのか？手料理とは何だった？
え。わかんねえ。しょぼーん。
We could always just email her and ask. I checked our send history. As expected, the D-mail he just sent isn't there. I do, however, find the D-mail in his inbox. He received it 2 days ago, just like we wanted. This is the same thing that happened when I sent my D-mail.
もしかして過去は変わってないんじゃないの？
Let's ask her. We'll ask her directly.
ちょっとマユシに電話してみる。
Yeah. He's the one who changed the past, yet he doesn't remember what changed after what happened after the change? That's odd.
あ、マユシ、まだバイト中だよね。あのさ、悪いんだけどフェイリスタンはそこにいる？うん、いるんだね。
Alright, Luka. Mayuri-chan's obsessed with this anime called Raynet, so I rented it to see what it was about. I don't usually watch anime, and when I do I prefer romance, but I found this anime to be pretty deep. Even though it's aimed at children, I was surprised. P.S. I was so engrossed in Raynet, I couldn't do any practice swings with Samadare. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, there's attachments. Okay, now you're hooked on Raynet? Everyone around me is buying into this Raynet craze. How can it be so popular? Don't tell me it's an organization plot. Okay, let's see the attachments. Oh. Okay, Raynet, Kakeru, on to the future Raynet formation, completely engrossed by their discussion. Kirari and Tamaru raise their voices. Just what sort of person is Kakeru? Kakeru is actually a warrior who protects the order of the internet, a net guardian. Kirari and Tamaru want to tell their friends how cool that was, but Kakeru forbade them due to the risk that he may have to fight with the culprit. At the time, they received news that the mystery hacker Beesman has attacked an online game server. Kakeru immediately challenges him using Nagaya-san's newly made Raynet card in the unique browser AlphaGate. Ah, is there maybe a connection between AlphaGate and Steins Gate? The first use of a new Raynet card. Despite his lack of experience, Kakeru successfully casts his boot spell. But just when Kakeru thinks he has easily won against the cracker, Beesman, who has complete control of the game server, overwrites the game system, sealing Kakeru deep within the game's loop dungeon. Kakeru is in danger. At that moment, somehow, Kirari and Tamaru also server dive. They came to save Kakeru. Furthermore, these two are well versed in the game. As game players, they couldn't forgive the hacker who had taken over the server and toyed with the game players, so they decided to join forces with Kakeru. With their magnificent assistance and Kakeru's shoot ability, they successfully defeat Beesman. And when they do, suddenly an unknown chat window opens on their monitor. It's a signal from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. By any chance are they here to praise us, they think in delight, but the police turn to them and say, "You're under arrest." Whew, man, that was long. Oh my gosh, there's more attachments. Oh my gosh, okay. Wait, is this the same one? Okay, it is. I'm like, oh my goodness, please don't tell me I have to read an extra one like that. No, I want to reply. Alright, that's your problem, right there. You can't waste your time with romantic fluff. If you have that much free time, then practice with Samadare. I'll do the Raynet one. Alright, back to the main story here. I put a lot of time into that.
じゃあさ、ちょっと聞いてほしいんだけど、僕ってこの前のフェイリス杯でフェイリスタンに勝ったっけ？負けたっけ？え？負けた？誰が？フェイリスタンが？僕が？
Daro's shoulders droop as he hangs up the phone.
その様子だと過去は変えられなかったみたいね。
なんで？オカリンは変えられたんしょ？
橋田が送った勝つための方法って必勝法じゃないせいじゃない？有利になるってだけで。
I had the same thought. Ferris is supposedly a world-class player. Daro's time travel cheat may not have been enough.
最終的にフェイリスさんが橋田に勝ったから過去は変わらなかった。
そうだけどさ、ゲームの過程は変わるじゃん。
たかがその程度ではダイバージェンスは揺らがないということかもな。
岡部が言うようにもっと分かりやすく過去が変わったって確かめられる改変にしないと実験の意味がない。あ、いえ、別にこの実験に賛成ってわけじゃないけど。
いやまだだ。まだ終わらんよ。
Oh no, is he just gonna keep sending D-mails over and over until he gets, he wins? Daro starts typing another mail.
もう一度別のアドバイスを過去の僕に送ってみる。今度はもっと的確にフェリスタンに本気で勝てるようなアドバイスだお。
Maybe it'll change his lose time from 5 seconds. Maybe it'll take him like 6 seconds to lose. Instead, he'll have an extra second.
そんなにも勝ちたいのか。
むしろそれほどまでにフェイリスの手料理を食べたいのだろう。
オカリンの答えでファイナルアンサー。
Daro writes another D-mail. I don't bother checking what it says. I won't understand anyway. We activate the PhoneWave, name subject to change, and send the mail through just like before.
Oh?
Nothing happens. No discharge. Okay, so we have a better idea of the timeline of when it can be sent. Usually it happens 10 to 20 seconds after pushing the start button. The timer counts down to 0 without incident.
時間切れ？
おそらくな。
なんだよ。せっかく素晴らしいアドバイス書いたのに。
やむを得ない。実験は明日に持ち越しだ。
I checked the clock. It's just past 7 p.m. Looks like that's the cutoff.
昨日ホテルに帰ってからずっと考えてた。この電話レンジはどういう原理で時間移動を可能にさせているのか。
LHC と似たことが起きているのだよ。お前は言ったはずだ。LHC は巨大な電子レンジだと。
電子レンジが LHC と同等の機能を持ってたら、日本は一家に一台ブラックホールになるわね。
それは日本沈没ってレベルじゃねえぞ。
セルンがあまりに簡単にカーブラックホールを作ってるように見えるから感覚が麻痺してるけど、そもそもブラックホールなんて人工的に作れるものじゃないし、とんでもないリスクのある代物だし、家庭の電子レンジがブラックホールを作れると思う方がどうかしてる。
Titor's time machine is small enough to fit inside a car and it makes black holes. Well, that's what he said at least. Now that I'm a little skeptical of Titor, I don't feel like bringing it up.
一つ言えるのは、電子レンジ単体じゃブラックホールは作れないということ。この電子レンジに何かが干渉して電子を注入してきているのは間違いない。
An outside source of electrons. What could that be?
さて、私は帰るから、これ以上むさ苦しい男どもの巣にはいられないんで。また明日レポートをまとめといてね。
Kurisu flings off her lab coat and hurries out the door. She was serious about the report?
ふむ。マキセ氏の着てい
Oh,
た
dude.
白衣か。どれ？
As Daro reaches for the lab coat to smell Kurisu's lingering fragrance, I grab him by the neck and pull down hard.
どれではないバカが。そんなくだらないことをしている暇があったら明日の実験でどう過去を改変するか考えておけ。
There wasn't anything to do after Kurisu left. I tried operating the PhoneWave, name subject to change, a couple more times before I went to sleep, but the discharge phenomenon simply would not occur. Now it's the next morning and I'm sitting on the bench in front of the Braun Tube workshop. It's still early, but it's already blazing hot. It's as if I'm baking in the sun. Sweat is dripping off my chin. We're supposed to be experimenting today, but not a single lab mem has arrived yet. Uh-oh. I was like, don't tell me they all disappeared. After waiting impatiently for a while, the first person I see is... just as I expected. I thought it was going to be probably Part-Time Warrior or the, Mr. Braun.
あ、ずいぶん暇そうだな、岡部。
おはようございます、おかりんおじさん。
He's like, please don't silence me. The Tanuji pair come riding on a moped.
俺はおじさんではない。兄様と呼べ。
お父さん、どうしよう。
岡部、おめえうちの娘に何をふざけたことを吹き込んでやがる。
教育がなっていないのではないですか、ミスター・ブラウン。その子が俺のことをおじさん呼ばわりするのを何とかしてください。
いいだろ別に。器の小せえ野郎だな。なえ、こんな野郎の言うこと聞かなくていいからな。
うん。
The manager parks his moped and quickly enters the store. Sister Braun's about to follow him when... Nope. Assistant. Well, at least it's not, you know, like Celeb Sev or Christina. Have you written that report yet? For your information, I wasn't joking yesterday. If you blow this off, then you have no right to call yourself a scientist. Maybe this is too much for a freshman like you to understand, but writing papers is part of being a scientist. Okay, let lesser men worry about such things. I have inventions to build and discoveries to make. Scientist. I am not a mere scientist. I am an insane mad scientist. And understand. If you're so confident in your superiority, then show me your power. I'll say report. I'm sure these change things in some way, maybe, but I don't know how much, so I'm just gonna go with my gut. She turns her attention toward the end of the street and instantly brightens up. I follow her gaze and see Mayuri walking this way.
おかりおはようまゆりお姉ちゃん
Nai runs up to Mayuri with a happy smile. And without breaking a stride, she jumps into Mayuri's chest.
なえちゃんおはようおはよ
They get along so well that you'd think they were sisters. Mayuri has the ability to get along with anyone, so it's no surprise. Nai avoids me and Daru, but she adores Mayuri and always goes for a flying hug whenever she gets the chance. Daru sometimes complains about that. What a lucky girl. I wish I could jump into Mayushi's chest like that. No, wait, maybe it would be better to... I was gonna say, at least he's not talking about the little girl, like, jumping into his chest, and then he just said that. No, wait, maybe it would be better to have Naiten jump into my chest. His internal debate went on for hours.
なえちゃんにこれあげるはいどうぞ
Mayuri takes some candy out of her convenience store bag and gives it to Nai.
うわーありがとうはいおかりにも
She offers me some, which I silently accept.
そこに座って何してるの
ラボメンが全員集まるのを待っているのだ。
おかりんおじさんは暇なの
Why, you chipmunk? Do you have to be so blunt? One of these days, I'll teach you to respect me.
違うよなえちゃんあのねおかりんはきっとなんか難しいことを考えてるんだよああそうなんだ
Good job, Mayuri.
おかりんおかりんこの時間だと電話レンジちゃんはビリビリしないんだよねじゃあね焼きそばパンをチンしてもいいかな
ドアの部分を取っ払ったから温めるのは無理だ。
Way to keep breaking that poor girl's heart.
そうだったがっかりだよちなみにねおかりんは朝ごはん食べた
いや。
だったら一緒に食べる焼きそばパンは冷たいまま食べるとしてラーメン缶なら湯煎で温められるし
Alright, canned ramen. Ramen packaged in a can like a drink, sold in vending machines. Unlike regular ramen, the noodles are made of konjac. Konjac? Cognac? Meh.
なえちゃんも食べる朝ごはん食べてきたそっか
Nai waves and heads back inside the Braun Tube workshop. Lured by the prospect of canned ramen, I go inside the lab with Mayuri. The stagnant air makes the room hotter than outside. It doesn't improve much even after we open the window and turn on the fan.
ダル君とクリスちゃんまだ来ないのかな。
ああ、ラボメンとしての自覚が足りんな。
Just then, the sound of a braking bicycle comes from downstairs. When I look out the window, I see part-time warrior arriving. She immediately notices me, looks up, and waves.
シース。トゥットゥルー、すずさん。おー、シーナマユリ、トゥットゥルー。
They seem to have hit it off. Like I said, Mayuri gets along with everyone.
岡部倫太郎、タイターはなんて？
さあな。
I thought I dodged the question, but part-time warrior is persistent.
やる気ないな。聞いたんでしょ？
聞いたが、奴の言うことが正しいかわからなくなった。
そうなの？どの辺が？
Why is she so flustered?
そうか。あのバイト戦士め、タイターオタか。
I guess there's an otaku for everything.
クリスちゃんだ。
Uh-oh, and they're gonna have another stare down Suzuha and Kurisu. Mayuri leans out the window to wave her hand. Kurisu is walking towards the lab. That reminds me, doesn't part-time warrior have something against Kurisu? I look at Suzuha. Her expression has changed dramatically. Now she's staring at Kurisu in complete silence. She doesn't move a muscle. It's like she's trying to start a fight with her glare. Kurisu's pretty stubborn too, so she meets Suzuha glare for glare. The two of them exchange a word or two in front of the building. For a second, I'm worried they might start throwing punches, but that doesn't happen.
クリスちゃん、トゥットゥルー。
Good morning.
下のバイトと何を話していたんだ？
Kurisu shrugs her shoulders.
別に大したことは、言いたいことがあるならはっきり言えって。
I don't think that's nothing. She's lucky that didn't lead to blows.
向こうは何と？
何も。悔しそうにうなってるだけだった。一体何なのかしら。
マキセ氏の人気に嫉妬してるに決まってるじゃん、上皇。
Daru bursts into the lab.
本来なら私がラボメンナンバー004になって楽しくみんなと青春する予定だったのに悔しいみたいな。3次元は恐ろしい。
ラボメンナンバーなんて好きなだけ譲るけど。
なんだと？ラボメンナンバーは某国において数千万円というレートで違法に取引されるほどの貴重な資格なのだぞ。
パスポートじゃあるまいし。そもそも某国ってどこだおい。
みんな仲良くいられる方がね、マユシーはいいな。
Well, I don't really care about their little quarrel anyway. Only one thing interests me now, the mystery of D-mail. We began experimenting immediately. Even though it's still morning, the electrical discharge occurs on demand. Things look favorable today. That reminds me, we haven't talked to Mr. Bryan. I was just about to say, I'm like, he's downstairs right now. Maybe we should come up with an excuse first. To be honest though, I don't care what he thinks. For we are at war against the organization and SERN, the dark powers that rule the world from the shadows.
安西先生、フェイリスタンの手料理が食べたいです。
Anzai Sensei, the coach from a famous basketball manga. On the internet, posters sometimes express a desperate desire by quoting the manga like so. Anzai Sensei, I want to blank. Another oft-quoted line, this one spoken by Anzai Sensei, is, if you give up, it's game over.
諦めたらそこで試合終了だよ。
Unfortunately, Daru's second email fails to change the past. Nope. I get the feeling Raynet matches are difficult to cheat your way out of like this. Part-time warrior. Akihabara is such a strange town. Everywhere I look, I see drawings of cute girls. Some of them even have their breasts fully exposed, which startled me. Coming here has been a real culture shock. It's amazing how peaceful Japan is now. Okay, drawing of cute girls. Unfortunately, Moe has become the symbol of Akihabara and the chaos that rules here. Get used to it. Culture shock. Because, yeah, we don't really know too much about her. I can imagine how that would shock someone who isn't prepared. And peaceful, I agree, it's all because of the organization's efforts to stupidify Japan. Let's do culture shock. Maybe we'll learn more about her, like, you know, where she came from and everything. She is quite mysterious. Not to mention we're limited to 36 bytes of text. Looks like we have to give up on Daru. He's gone to drown his sorrows out on the internet. Alright, so who do we experiment on? From the look on Karisu's face, I don't think she's willing to change her policy. Oh no, Mayuri, poor, sweet, gullible Mayuri. That leaves only one candidate.
Mayuriよ。次はお前に過去を変えてもらおう。
I'm still nervous with what happened at the beginning, like the very beginning of this game when he talked about how he needs to save her. I'm afraid he's gonna use Mayuri as like an experiment and something's gonna go horribly wrong and something bad's gonna happen to her.
マユシ変えてもいいの？でもね、過去を変えるって何を変えればいいのかな？
Mayuri looks stumped as she slurps her canned ramen.
それじゃあね、こういうのはどうかな？ルカ君にマユシーのコスを着てもらえるように過去を変えるの。
Oh, this I want to see.
どうやって？
ルカ君にメールを送るとかだよ。
I don't think a simple request is going to change the past.
もっと簡単で分かりやすいものはないのか？
She slurps more ramen.
そのラーメン缶を使おう。
Looks like I'm the only one with ideas.
1時間前のマユリに D メールを送るのだ。今日はおでん缶が食べたいとな。
She's gonna be like, but I don't want to eat canned Odin.
そんな誘導に乗るほど単純なことじゃない気が。
わあ、それね、すごくいいかも。
え？
今日もね、自動販売機の前で10分くらい迷っちゃったんだよ。おでん缶にしようかな、ラーメン缶にしようかなって。
つまり後押しがあればマユリは必然的におでん缶を食べたくなるというわけだな。よし、それで行くぞ。
わかった。じゃあ過去を変える前にラーメン全部食べとかないと。
Mayuri starts shoveling the ramen into her mouth.
食べておかないとどうなるの？
もったいないもん。
あ、そうね。
Karisu clearly doesn't know what to say. Mayuri really is a ditz. I'm used to it by now, of course. I get the PhoneWave, name subject to change, prepped for D-mail. The content of Mayuri's mail is simple enough. Canned Odin, piping hot and delicious. I just hope it actually works. We wait for Mayuri to finish eating her canned ramen, then activate the PhoneWave, name subject to change. To send it 1 hour back, we put 1 pound. In other words, we set the microwave for only 1 second. I wonder if the discharge phenomenon will occur in such a short span of time. That's something else we'll learn from this experiment.
電話レンジカッコ仮起動。
あー、メールまだ送れてないよ。
There wasn't enough time to blink.
1秒じゃ放電現象は起きないか。データ通りだけど貴重な実証データが取れた。
これって例えば事前に暖気みたいなことしたらどうなるん？
暖気？
つまりさ、1秒じゃ放電現象は起きないわけっしょ。だから事前にメールを送らずに30秒ぐらいレンジ動かしとくんだお。 その後間を置かずにタイマー1秒でもう一度動かす。そしたら1秒でも放電現象起きそうじゃね？
根拠は？
ネス。
マユリよ、もっと他に何かないのか？
じゃあ昨日買ったおにぎりの具を違うものにするとか。
お前は昨日食べたおにぎりの具の種類を覚えているのか？
おかか。
即答？
Impressive.
だからね、おかかを明太子にしよう
Wait,
よ。
are they impressed with her for remembering what she literally ate last night? Do they think that little of her? That's pretty sad. Maybe we should find another test subject. Something is telling me we're going to have to look outside the lab. We're going to be bringing in part-time warrior, aren't we? And then there was also, Sparkling Justice. What's her name? Moeka. She hasn't showed up yet. I go for a walk to clear my head. After lunch at King Burger, I grab a coffee at the Starbucks on the first floor of Yodobashi. Alright. I love them just like these little slight changes to have to avoid the copyright. Fictional, a coffee shop chain, King Burger, a popular fast food burger chain in America. Only a few franchises exist in Japan. I left Mayuri and the others at the lab. I need some time to get my thoughts in order. I recall what happened when I sent myself the lot of 6 numbers. The moment I sent that email, I felt a strong tremor, and then the world as I knew it changed slightly. The fact I had sent a D-mail had been undone. I know that because it disappeared from my send history. However, it was in my inbox. The mail had definitely reached the past. What does this mean? The mail was received but never sent. Isn't that a time paradox? Is that the reason why everyone else lost their memories? Why did that happen? The butterfly effect? That's not an answer. Changing the past changed the world. Titor spoke of divergence. When divergence changes, are people's memories reconstructed to match the new world line? Then how come I remember the previous world line even after the past changes? My deliberations are interrupted by an incoming mail. Oh, no, I do have time. I do have time for this. No, I want to read it. I don't have time for this. Shoot, did I miss my chance? I did. I hit C. I thought I... Okay. It's a mail, so I can just reply to it later. I concentrated on my coffee. I swear I thought I hit it in time. Okay. However... Okay, I guess this was supposed to happen. All these mails. No doubt about it. It's got to be Kuryu Moyo... Oh my gosh. Kuryu Moeka. Wow. Wow, tongue twister. The male demon known as Shining Finger. How can she be so shy in real life and so persistent in email? There's something wrong with that woman. Okay, there we go. I sigh and open my mail reluctantly. Can I send a D-mail too, please? Moeka. Please reply. Oh, please reply. I'm a lab mem too, right? Pretty please? She wants to send a D-mail? That reminds me, yesterday I made Moeka Lab Mem number 5. That means she's qualified to participate in our experiments. Moeka seems serious, so she might meet my demands. Most importantly, all the other Lab Mems are completely useless when it comes to D-mails. I still haven't been able to verify whether or not I can keep my memories if someone else changes the past.
いや、しかし。
What if her thing that she does is that since she knows where the PhoneWave is, she goes and... Or not the PhoneWave, sorry, she knew... Like, she now knows where he got the IBN 5100 from. Maybe she goes back in time and she gets the IBN 5100 before they do. And thus, that creates a time paradox. I'm worried. Moeka works for an editorial company. In other words, she's related to the media. What if she sends an email and leaks word of the time machine? We'd be flooded by press. Gone will be the days of lurking in the shadows. My location will be exposed to the organization. Of course, sooner or later, we're going to have to announce our findings to the world. But in that case, I'd rather choose a national newspaper or TV network to cover the event rather than some shady magazine. That way, it will spread faster throughout Japan, nay, the world. Either way, something tells me it's better not to go public through Moeka. I'm a lab mem too, aren't I? However, Moeka is a lab mem. Yesterday, we told her everything about the PhoneWave, name subject to change, and emails. Moreover, we made her one of us. It was necessary to buy her silence. Ooh, do I have a choice here? Can I choose whether or not to let her do it? Realizing I have no reason to deny Moeka her request, I put my phone to my ear.
俺だ。ああ、少しばかり迷っている。何？声でわかるだと？かなわないな。電話レンジカッコ仮の実験にシャイニングフィンガーを引き入れるかどうかについて。バカな！あの女を生贄に捧げろというのか。確かに世界に混沌をもたらすためなら犠牲はやむを得ない覚悟だが、いや問題ない。むしろ迷っていた俺が情けない。マッドサイエンティスト失格かもしれんな。ああ、これは俺にとってむしろ典型とも言える申し出。まさにシュタインズゲートの選択となるだろう。エルプサイコングルー。
It's decided. I type a reply to Moeka's mail. Indeed you are, Labman 5. Shining Finger, report to the lab at once. After sending it off, I hurry back to the lab. When I get back to the lab, Moeka is squatting at the bottom of the staircase. Since she's not sitting on the bench, I guess that crouching while holding her knees is this particular woman's favorite position. She is so much like Futaba. She's just like all in her technology. She squats on the ground. That's kind of like her way of sitting. She's got red hair just like, and glasses. She's Futaba before Futaba arrived. She's staring at her phone like usual. When she notices me approaching, she slowly stands up. But she doesn't look at me.
ありがとう。
何がだ？
I'm sorry, I know it's selfish, but I really need to send an email.
別にわがままとは思っていない。むしろお前の申し出にこちらが感謝しているほどだ。
Once we enter the lab, I get all the lab mems to stop what they're doing and tell them about Moeka's situation.
いいと思います。萌香さんもラボ面だもんね。
Daru and Kurisu don't object either.
で、桐生氏はどんなメールを送るつもりなん？
俺からの要望としては、過去が変わったかどうか確かめることができるよう、シンプルで分かりやすい内容にしてもらいたい。
A new mail. Not just that, I'm sorry, there's one more thing. I want to keep my message secret, Moeka. Why does she have to explain everything with a mail? No, more importantly...
内緒だと？どういうことだ？
何？どうしたのよ？
It's private. It would be embarrassing if anyone knew.
いや、そういう問題ではなかろう。
Kurisu peeks at my phone from beside me.
なるほど。気持ちはわからなくはないけど、これはあくまで実験だと割り切ってデータの収集を優先すべき。
ほう、珍しく意見が一致したな、上司。
別にあんたに同意したわけじゃない。データを収集しないと電話レンジの仕組みがいつまでたっても解明できないって思ったからよ。
でも女の子にはね、秘密がいっぱいあるのです。誰にも言えない秘密をね、自分だけに教えろゲヘヘって言ってるのと同じだよ。
くわ、まさかこれってセクハラになるん？
落ち着けダル。
I turn to Mayuri and Moeka, who appear to have formed some kind of mainstream girl alliance.
メールの内容にプライベートに深く関わることを書けと強制した覚えはない。
Kurisu nods firmly at my words. Looks like she doesn't intend to join the mainstream girl alliance.
私的な内容を送りたいにしても、今はまだ見送るべき。タイムパラドックスの問題も完全に解決されたわけじゃないし、もっと慎重に慎重を重ねないと。
私的な内容は NG。
少なくとも非公開にしたいという話は受け入れられないわ。あなたに悪意がなくてもメールの内容次第で時間軸に深刻な影響をもたらすかもしれないんだから。第三者にメールを見せて、その内容について問題ないか吟味すべきよ。
俺が言いたいことは全て助手が言ってくれた。そしてそうは言いつつも我らは実験を中止するつもりはない。
あんたの意見を代弁したわけじゃないから勘違いしないで。
Cheeky little.
そもそも実験においてはプライバシーよりもデータが優先される。被験者になるならその覚悟は必要よ。
Don't tell me that's the reason Kurisu won't send a D-mail herself.
そうなの？マユシーはね、さっきそんな覚悟せずに送ろうとしてたよ。ごめんね、クリスちゃん。
別に謝らなくても、責めてるわけじゃない。一般論を言っただけ。
I imagine some people might take issue with that statement, but I'll refrain from saying anything. I'd rather not get my head chewed off right now. Moeka's expression doesn't change. Same as always. I don't know what she's thinking.
お前はすでにラボメンだ。俺たちを信用してもらわないと困る。プライベートな要件は後日にしてもらおう。もしできないというのならば、お前に見せてやらねばならなくなる。この俺、法王院京魔の中に眠るまがまがしき狂気の力をな。
Moeka is already typing on her phone. My threat was ineffectual, it seems. I just gotta think, man, this, the person who does Moeka's voice acting has got the easiest job in the world. She just has to be like, for like 90% of her, her voice acting. I imagine she's gonna start speaking up more, but... can I see the D-mails you've sent so far? I want to use them as a reference.
着信履歴ならあるぞ。
送信履歴は？
ないというと語弊があるな。送信履歴は消えてしまうのだ。
I confirmed that after I sent the D-mail yesterday, Moeka was there, but she doesn't remember either. Roger, I don't need to see the history, and I'll show you the message before I send it. Is that okay? Looks like she understands. I show the mail to Kurisu too.
萌香さん、無理しないでね。
Is that supposed to be encouragement? Mayuri sounds concerned for some reason.
じゃあさ、どんな内容を送るん？そもそもオカリンの言う簡単で分かりやすい過去改変ってハードル高すぎ。
何を言う？お前たちのレベルが低すぎるだけではないか。
案はある。
Moeka murmurs.
ほう、これは期待できそうだな。具体的に説明を頼む。
Moeka then involves her power once more, or invokes her power, ultra-fast typing, the power known as Shining Finger. About 4 days ago, I bought a new phone, but now that I've tried it, I think I should have stayed with the old one, so I want to use a D-mail to tell myself not to buy a new phone. If we do that, the phone I'm holding will change, won't it?
シャイニングフィンガーは実に有能だな。まさにラボメンの鏡。
This should make it easy to tell whether the past has changed. Looks like the three useless members have no objections to Moeka's superior idea. We look at Moeka's phone. It's purple and gaudy. There's no strap, and it's not like the Deco phones popular among mainstream women nowadays. Well, this phone is not popular amongst anybody nowadays. A deco phone, a cell phone with decorations on it, primarily popular among young women. Swarovskis or rhinestones can be pasted on the phone's surface or decoration. I do remember that. I remember in high school, a lot of people had the flip phones. They had crystals on them. A lot of people had the little charms on them. That was very popular, was people putting charms on their phones.
お、それって先月出たばっかの GG01 じゃん。
GG01?
最新機種だよ。確か液晶部分が着脱式でいろんなバリエーションのアタッチメントを選べるんだよね。今品薄でどこ行っても入荷待ちだけど、よく手に入ったな。
It's the most popular model, but she wants her old one back? I guess hardcore phone users have other concerns besides fashion.
では指圧しよ
ねえねえ、どうして萌香さんのこと指圧師って呼ぶの？
それが桐生萌香の力に俺がつけた名だ。桐生萌香、お前は今後先行の指圧師、すなわちシャイニングフィンガーを名乗るがいい。
Moeka shakes her head expressionlessly.
何？嫌だというのか？
Nobody likes the
能力も
nicknames
つ
you
けてや
give
ったの
them.
に何が気に入らないというのだ。
萌香さんはね、萌香さんだからだよ。それにね、指圧師さんじゃなくて編集プロダクションで働いてて。
眉氏、ネタにマジレス、かこ悪い。
ネタではない能力名だ。
くだらないこと言ってないで。準備するわよ。
God damn it, you're just an assistant. Don't boss us around.
ブラウン店長に何か言われたらどうするん？
ミスター・ブラウンごとき恐れるな。奴が怒鳴り込んできたらこの俺が蹴散らしてやる。
マジで？オカリンかっけー。そこにしびれる、憧れる。
実は口だけだったりするんでしょ。
I'll be the adult and ignore Kurisu's insult. Moeka has already written her 36-byte mail. When I look at Moeka to see if she's ready, she nods faintly. We set the timer to 100 seconds. The D-mail should arrive at Moeka's phone 4 days ago, July 31st.
電話レンジカッコ仮起動。
About 15 seconds after activation, the discharge phenomenon occurs. I glance at Moeka. She nods grimly, an unusual show of emotion. And then she presses the button. Nope, alright. I like that there's the indication that something has changed. But of course, Okabe remembers, but no one else will. The world twists into unrecognizable shapes. The floor is shaking. Or is it me? My vision blurs and loses color. The world lurches. I struggle to keep my balance. As I brace myself against further shaking, I try to analyze what I'm experiencing. This is far more intense than what happened when we sent the D-mails yesterday. And yet I felt it before. I remember. This is what I felt right before the mass disappearance phenomenon. The shaking stops. I relax my body and look around. Has the past changed? Of course it has. That bizarre sensation just now was proof. I look around the room. The PhoneWave, named subject to change, which should have had about 90 seconds left on the timer, is silent. Daru's here, Mayuri's here, Kurisu's here. Where's Moeka?
指圧師はどこに行った？
Uh-oh, did something happen to her? Daru and Kurisu, who are discussing something in front of the 868,000, look at me strangely. Oh, again, this feeling of wrongness. It's the same as yesterday.
指圧師？
オカリン、日本語で OK。
I leave the development room and check the lounge, behind the sofa, and the dressing room, the bathroom, and the shower room. I look out the window at the street below. But Moeka's nowhere to be found. She's probably just not here. Hopefully he can text her and, ask her what phone she has. She's gone. No way. This is exactly what happened on the streets of Akiba. Why did she disappear? Oh, is it anyone who uses the D-mail to change the past that's not Okabe? Maybe they disappear? I hope not. Because I experimented on her? Where did she go? Did I erase her from history? Did I banish her into some space between dimensions? And she's probably gonna call and everything will be fine. At least I hope so. I start quivering in horror at the magnitude of my error. In a daze, I step up to Mayuri, who's eating a banana. I grab her shoulders and shake her.
桐生萌香は今の今までここにいただろ
What is it with him and grabbing shoulders and shaking people?
桐生萌香だ
Daru and Kurisu give me strange looks as well. Oh, it's like they'd never met her?
それ誰
Oh shit.
聞いたことない。
Oh shit, did he wipe her out of existence?
そんな
So I did erase Moeka's existence. I'm trying to think, how long ago did they meet Moeka? Because they sent it back 100 seconds. So I'm hoping we didn't, hopefully they just haven't met her yet. It's not the fact that I, made her not exist anymore. No, that can't be. I won't accept that I killed her.
岡部、まさかまた？
またってどういう意味だ
昨日も似たようなことがあった。私たちの記憶にないことをあんたは覚えていた。なんだっけ？そうそう、リーディングシュタイナー。
Yes, that's the name I gave this phenomenon, or rather, to my ability to perceive it. When the world line changes, everyone's memories are reconstructed to match. That's what John Titor said. But somehow, I alone retain my memories even after the past changes. I named this power Reading Steiner. Kurisu remembered. To tell the truth, I just made it up out of thin air. But now that Moeka's disappeared, I want to believe that this power is real. It's only their memories of Moeka that disappeared, not Moeka herself. I need to contact Moeka. I need to make sure I didn't erase her very existence. Okay, she's still in the address book. Good. I was afraid that was going to be gone, but I don't know her phone number. The only way to contact her is by mail. Okay, it's me. Reply the second you read this email. I sent her a message saying reply the second you read this email. Now all I can do is wait for her reply. Please reply. Well, the good thing about Shining Finger is you don't usually have to wait long, so if he does have to wait long, that might not be a good sign.
オカリ大丈夫？顔真っ青だよ。
ああ大丈夫だ
In fact, I'm anything but fine. I'm fighting desperately to deny the possibility I might have erased Moeka from existence.
助手よ今の実験のことどの辺まで覚えている
今、実験をしたことさえ覚えてない。たった今、あんたは D メールを送ったのね。
ああただし昨日とは少し状況が違う D メールを送ったのは俺ではなく桐生萌香だ
And then she vanished into thin air. Which reminds me, when I sent the Lotto 6 mail yesterday, Daru teleported from the development room to the lounge. Moeka might not have disappeared. She probably just teleported somewhere. I hope that's it. In an attempt to calm myself down, I checked my phone's history for the mails Moeka and I exchanged. That's strange. The mails she sent me are there, up until the one I received on July 31st at 12:43. But after that, the dozens of mails I remember receiving from her are gone. Oh, I didn't even think about the fact that, maybe not out of existence, but teleporting her somewhere like with the Jellymen, where they just got teleported random places. So she might still be somewhere, but she might not even be in Japan anymore. She might be somewhere completely random. The D-mail she sent to cancel the phone model exchange was sent to arrive on July 31st. Did a time paradox erase Moeka from existence the instant she received the D-mail? I shiver when I realize I can't find any problems with that hypothesis. No way. It can't be. I mean, all her D-mail said was don't change phone models. That's harmless, right? But then what caused Moeka to disappear from this room like that? Why does it look like Moeka vanished 4 days ago?
クリスティーナ、もし仮に D メールによってタイムパラドックスが発生したらどうなると思う？
わからない。タイムパラドックスを経験した人間は未だかつて一人もいないから。
以前世界が消えるというようなことを言っていなかったか？
あくまでそういう説もあると言っただけ。もしかしたら何も起きないかもしれないし、某映画みたいにパラドックスに対する歴史の修正が入るかもしれない。ドクター・ホーキングは時間順序保護仮説でタイムパラドックスが起きる可能性の行為はそもそも実行不可能だとしてるし。
Alright, so let's check this tip. Chronology protection conjecture. In quantum mechanics, a theory proposed by Stephen Hawking states that time travel is impossible. Any attempt to travel through time will be prevented by quantum effects. Successful time travel requires infinite field energy, which is impossible to obtain. In other words, the laws of causality, and by extension, the oh my gosh, why am I having trouble with that word? Chronology, or timeline of the universe, are protected by quantum mechanics. I can say the word chronological, but for some reason I was having trouble with I'm still having trouble with that. Anyway, let's get out of here. So all we have are theories.
あのね、マユシーはよくわかんないけど、今もマユシーやオカリンたちがちゃんとこうしておしゃべりできてるっていうことはね、きっとそのパラドックスは起きてないんだよ。
I was gonna say, I was thinking at the beginning when he talked about have to save her, I was thinking of either Mayuri or Kurisu. I didn't even think about it being Moeka.
萌香さんっていう人もね、マユシーは知らないけど、きっと大丈夫。
さすがマユシ、アホの子だね。
マユシーはアホの子じゃないよ。
I'm amazed that Mayuri and Daru can have such a carefree conversation despite all that's happened. They don't realize the gravity of the situation. We might have erased someone's very existence. In fact, if Moeka really has vanished, then that means the PhoneWave, named subject to change, is also responsible for the mass disappearance phenomenon I witnessed in Akihabara. What if I erased all those people? I don't want to consider such a frightening possibility, so I desperately shake the thought out of my head. Oh, it might not be her. I'm having a feeling it's not going to be her. Oh, it is. Okay. Good. Hello, what's wrong? I'm kind of busy now. Sorry, I'll email you later, Moeka. Yeah, that was a long time for her. Usually she responds immediately. My body goes limp from relief. A reply. She sent a reply. Moeka still exists. She didn't disappear. Relief washes away my fear. My eyes fill with tears. Not because I was worried for Moeka, but because I thought I might be responsible for the horror of erasing someone's existence.
何が起きたか説明して、岡部。
Urged by Kurisu, I explain everything that just happened.
今この場からその桐生なんとかさんが消えたのは因果率を考えれば不自然じゃない気がしてきた。
どういうことだ？
詳しい経緯はわからないけど、過去を改変したことで今回の場合は7月31日以降、今日までの4日間の桐生さんの行動が微妙に変化した。その結果、今この時間には桐生さんはラボには来なかったというふうに再構成された。
Oh, okay. so that's why it looks like she teleported. But the thing too of them not meeting her at all, I guess she did just come to the lab a couple of days ago. So if the timeline changed, then she would have never come to the lab and never met everybody. I'm reminded of the teleporting gel banan, but I guess it's not the same thing. Moeka didn't become a jellyman after all.
そんなことありえるん？
なんとも言えない。D メールを送った事実も抹消されてしまうなら、その D メールは誰が送ったのかっていうパラドックスになるし。それともう一つ、岡部に起きていることが消せない。
何？
リーディングシュタイナーのこと。ちなみにその造語、恥ずかしいからやめた方がいい。
お前の個人的見解は必要ない。
I'm finally able to joke with Kurisu again. Well, maybe she wasn't joking. But that's none of her business.
さっきのあんたの説明じゃ、D メールを送ったのも受け取ったのもあんたじゃなかった。なのに、あんただけが世界線が変わる前のことを覚えている。でもこれって、あんたのただの妄想じゃない？
脳内嫁ですね。わかります。
わかるな。お前のような変態紳士と一緒にされたくはない。
桐生さんって人はもともと存在しなかった。あるいは桐生なんとかさんは実在するけど、その人が D メールを送った事実は妄想だった。え？
What? I fall to my knees and press my hand against my left eye. Oh, I was thinking something seriously was happening, but...
このマガン、リーディングシュタイナーがうずく。
オカリ、大丈夫？
Mayuri peeks anxiously at my face, but I lightly push her aside.
ダメだ。マユリ、俺に近づくな。今の俺はお前を傷つけてしまうかもしれん。
でもオカリ、すごく苦しそうだよ。
釣りっしょ。
そうよね。
大丈夫だ。このうずきはいつものこと。すぐに収まる。この魔眼がある限り俺は機関に狙われ続ける。あらゆる世界と時間とを見通す力。しかしそれは同時に諸刃の剣でもある。俺はこのあらゆる世界とあらゆる時間を見通す魔眼のせいで人間としての因果律から外れてしまった。だがそれでもこのラボだけは守ると誓ったのだ。だから魔眼よ、静まってくれ。
I kneel and press my head against the floor, and then I take a deep breath and gradually remove my hand from my left eye. Mayuri rubs my back.
オカリ、苦しいの？
いや、もう大丈夫だ。
I stand up, then I shoot Kurisu a sharp glare.
何よ、今のただの演技でしょ。
クリスティーナ、お前はもうすでにこれまでの実
Sorry,
験
didn't mean
で
to skip.
証明されているんだよ。俺のリーディングシュタイナーは本物だ。
はいはい、12秒12秒。
The funny thing is he does have a legit, some sort of ability that you would, I guess, consider this Chunibyo, or however you pronounce it, and yet he's still acting up as like, I'm the mad scientist, I have all of these secret organizations after me and stuff. It's like, no, you legit have like something that a main character in an anime would have, which is the ability to remember time paradoxes, but you're kind of ignoring that for the fake stuff. I still wonder if he believes this is fake or real. All this stuff about the organization.
ん？
なんで私に注目してんのよ。見るの禁止。
In any case, I've successfully deflected Kurisu's questions about reading Steiner. I don't feel able to answer right now. My emotions are a jumble, just as they were after Titor called me the Messiah. Is this power real? If it is, then what does that make me? An unknown power sleeps within me. The thought sends a chill down my spine. It's like when it gets too real and he has like a legit feeling that he has a real power, all of a sudden that's scary to him. I sit on the bench in front of the Braun Tube workshop, staring into the night sky. I try sorting out what happened this afternoon. But it's impossible. The more I think about it, the more confused I get. And then I hear footsteps coming down from the second floor. Soon Mayuri and Kurisu emerge.
帰るのか？
岡部ってずっとここに泊まり込んでるの？
まあな。マッドサイエンティストたるもの、研究所に寝泊まりして研究だけに没頭するぐらいでなければ務まらない。
形から入るのって良くないと思うわけだが。
でもね、この場所ってとっても便利だよね。マユシーもお父さんお母さんが許してくれるならここに泊まりたいよ。
え？本気？
そしたらバイトに行くのもすぐだもん。ねえねえクリスちゃん、今度みんなでお泊まり会しよう。
Are we gonna have a sleepover?
男性陣がいないのなら OK。
それは無理だ。
だったらまゆりさん、私のホテルに来たら？ああ、
そういえばそんな約束してたもんね。じゃあ今度お邪魔するね。
いつでも言ってくれていいから。それじゃあ。
Kurisu waves goodbye and starts walking in the opposite direction from Akihabara Station. Mayuri doesn't move from that spot. Instead, she starts doing her usual thing, Stardust handshake. She looks up to the night sky, raising her hand as if to grasp the stars. And with perfect timing, a shooting star crosses the sky.
ねえ、オカリ？
ああ。流れ星だな。願い事はしたか？
Mayuri doesn't answer. She keeps gazing at the sky.
オカリンって小学生の頃すごい熱を出して1ヶ月ぐらい寝込んでたことがあったよね。
何を突然言い出すんだ？
It was about 10 years ago at the turn of the century when the world was in an uproar over Y2K. Oh man. Back in 2010 when that was 10 years ago, and now that's 20 years ago, and that makes me feel so old. Near the end of 1999, I had a fever of nearly 40 degrees Celsius that lasted about a month. I didn't recover until the new year. At least that's what I've been told. I don't remember it myself. According to my parents, I was unconscious the whole time, tossing and turning. The doctor said it was a miracle I didn't die. Because of that fever, I didn't get to experience the Millennium Countdown event. Maybe she wished on a shooting star that he would survive. They never figured out what caused it either. Maybe it was John Titor.
あの時ね、マユシーはオカリンが死んじゃうんじゃないかって思ってすごく怖かったんだよ。だからね、おばあちゃんと一緒にお空に祈ってたの。オカリン死なないでって。
この俺が死ぬはずがないだろう。何しろ10年前の時点で俺はトーマス・エジソンに匹敵する IQ170 の頭脳を持つマッドサイエンティストだったのだからな。
Actually, I'm not sure what Edison's IQ was.
そうだったんだ。オカリンってすごいんだね。でもね、まだちっちゃかったマユシーはそのことがわからなかったからお空に祈ってて、でね、大晦日もうすぐ年が明けるっていう時にね、流れ星がピューって流れたの。今みたいに。
Maybe that shooting star was John Titor. Maybe I'm just gonna keep saying that.
流れ星はね、消える前に3回願い事を唱えることができたら願いが叶うんだよ。知ってたかな？
Of course, that's the most common of common knowledge.
もちろんマユシーは一生懸命3回唱えたの。
Then Mayuri finally lowers her hand and turns to me. On her face is a soft smile.
次の日、年が明けた頃にね、オカリンは熱が下がって目を覚ましたのです。つまりマユシーはオカリンの命の恩人なんだよ。
いや違うな。あの状況で助かったのはシュタインズゲートの選択だ。
She's like, sometimes I regret having that wish because I gotta put up with your bullshit.
そうなの？
I like to believe Mayuri is actually really smart and she's just playing dumb and she's just, what's the word? She's basically just placating him and just, like you would with like a dog, just be like, oh, you're so good, you're so smart. Oh, you know, you're awesome.
そうなのだ。
そっか。
Mayuri looks a little disappointed.
ねえねえ、熱が下がった時ね、オカリンはこんなことを言ってたんだけど、覚えてる？急に見ているものがぐにゃぐにゃしてきて、立っていられなくてフラフラして、んで、体がビクってなったって。
Oh, that kind of sounds like what happened with the, when the time changes. Maybe I'm not too far off with something happened with John Titor going back in time. Because didn't he go back in time to 2000?
さっきのオカリンもね、そんな感じだったよ。大丈夫？また熱出して倒れたりしない？
Maybe that's all this is just like a low-grade fever dream. All this is real. This is just all in his head. He's been in a coma this whole time. The concern on her face is so sincere. Looks like she's worried about my reaction to Moeka's disappearance. Geez, my hostage is worrying about me. I find myself giving her a wry smile. I can understand why her parents might not let her stay the night, considering if she says in front of them that she is, Okabe's hostage. I can imagine if I was a parent, I wouldn't feel very comfortable having my daughter stay the night at, even if they're childhood friends. That's kind of weird.
案ずるな。何も心配ない。
As I brush her worry off with a shrug, I think back to what happened 10 years ago. When I woke up from that fever, the first thing I saw was Mayuri's crying face. She's right. I vaguely remember describing my collapse that way. And come to think of it, it does seem to match with the sensation I felt a few hours ago when reading Steiner activated.
そうか。この俺の魔眼はまさにあの時にこの身に宿ったのだな。
So that's the choice of Steins Gate. I really was born with this power. No wonder John Titor thinks I'm the Messiah. My maniacal laughter echoes into the night. The next day at the lab gets an unusual guest. Luka?
お邪
Yeah!
魔します。
I don't know why he's my favorite. I really like Luka.
おお、ルカ氏じゃんか。
こんにちは、橋田さん、岡部さん。
ルカ子、妖刀さみだれを持ってこないとは何事だ。 今日お前が来ると聞いて、俺は殿下の宝刀ミストルティンの封印を解いたというのに、お前には失望したぞ。
I just want to protect him so bad. He's just such a sweet little flower, and I just want to tell him to stop yelling at him. Alright, Miss Stiltine, probably saying that wrong. In Norse mythology, a legendary sword born from a sprig of mistletoe. According to prophecy, this sword will slay the undying god Baldur, thus beginning the final war of the gods Ragnarok. Actually, I didn't know he was coming.
すみません。今から取りに戻りますから。
いや、もういいんだ。サミダレとミストルティンの開口、またもお預けか。
I look out the window with an expression of melancholy.
つうか本当と北欧神話の魔剣って釣り合わなさすぎてカオスなんだけど、そもそもオカリン模造刀なんて持ってた？
僕どうしたら。
ルカ子よ、お前は俺の弟子でありながらまだいまいち真剣さが足りんな。
すみません。
こんな調子では使い物になるまでにまだまだ時間がかかるだろう。
Oh man.
どうだ
Damn.
なんだったら我がラボに入ってみないか。
I love this. It's like, you're useless. Want to become a lab man? I mean, he's not wrong. He couldn't even get the numbers on a lottery ticket, right? Even when he literally gave him the numbers. But I still love Luka.
僕がですか？
Luka looks at me blankly.
でも僕どんくさいですし、科学とか機械とかよくわかりませんし、きっと足を引っ張っちゃいます。それでもいいですか？
なんだ、マユリと変わらないではないか。
ルカ君ならね、大歓迎だよ。でもね、ルカ君をラボメンにするなら、マユシーはオカリンに一つ条件があるのです。
He's gotta
ル
wear
カ
a
君をいじめ
cosplay.
ないことっていう条件。
Okay, never mind. I'm alright with that. Mayuri forces her way between us as if to protect Luka. She's the one who called Luka here. They're classmates.
それとルカ君はね、今日はマユシーのお客
Are
様
we
なんだ
gonna
よ。
get to see him cosplay?
衣装合わせに来たんだから邪魔しちゃダメなのです。まゆりちゃん、でも僕コスプレはするつもりはないから、本当に衣装合わせだけでいいんだよね。うん、サイズが合ってるかどうかの確認だけだよ。
Looks like Mayuri forced him to come. As far as she's concerned, pretty boys exist only to make her cosplay fantasies come true.
じゃーん。
Mayuri shows off the costume she made.
ライネットのキラリちゃんだよ。
Is it just my imagination, or is that outfit pretty skimpy? I don't know if it's his first time seeing it, but Luka just stares at the costume dumbfounded.
とりあえず完成度は 70% ってところなんだけどね。今この場でルカ君に試着してほしいんだ。ここで着るの？
We're gonna see it, aren't we? Luka glances at me and Daru, then looks down to hide a blush.
無理だよ。お願い。
Here's where I, as Luka's master, ought to help him.
我が弟子よ。衣装というのは、
Yes.
己を変革するためにも重要な要素の一つだ。それを着ることで、お前も成長できるかもしれんぞ。早速、袖を通してみるがいい。
岡部さんまでそんなことを。僕、こんな恥ずかしい格好できま。
そこで恥ずかしがるからダメだというのだ。
そうだよ。きっ とね、とっても可愛くなるよ。
それにマユリはお前に来てもらうために一生懸命そのコスを作っているのだぞ。眠る時間も大好物のバナナを胃袋に入れる時間もジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンをチンする時間も削ってひたすらチクチクチクチク針と糸を動かしミシンを走らせていたのだぞ。その努力には報いるべきだ。
そうですけど。
The good-natured Lukako is already bending to the power of my words.
さあさあさあ、ルカくん変身しよう。変身。
ちょっと待って。
I feel bad that I want to see this. Mayuri grabs Lukako's arm and drags him to the changing room.
ほら、恥ずかしがってないで服を脱ぎ脱ぎして。マユリちゃん、そんなところ触らないで。わかったから、僕一人で着るから。だからあっちに。でもね、これって着るのにコツがいるんだ。だからマユシーが1から10までちゃんと教えてあげる。お願いだから脱がないで。
すごくユリです。
But he's a guy. Whoops, wrong one, wrong one. We want tip slits, there we go. Yuri, homosexual romance between women or works of fiction depicting such. I mean, I knew what it was, but I figured I'd click it anyway.
違うな。あれはユリではない。
ということは逆領辱ですか。むはー、実にけしからん。
His imagination knows no bounds. A few minutes pass and out comes Mayuri first. She looks satisfied. Alright, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it.
ルカくん、ほら、恥ずかしがらずに出てきてよ。
Lukako doesn't make an appearance even when Mayuri calls him.
ルカくん。
Finally, a nervous Lukako comes out of the dressing room. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, poor Luka. Oh. Lukako looks like he's about to cry. I can already see the tears forming. Isn't that skirt a little too short? Those bare legs are truly captivating. Wait, oh god, oh god. I'm looking at a guy's legs. What the hell am I saying? Why are his legs shaved? What's going on here, Lukako?
マユシーは感動だよ。やっとルカくんに来てもらえた。恥ずかしい。男なのに女装なんて。あのね、可愛いは正義なんだよ。わけがわからないよ。
さすがはマユシの仕事だな。服もモデルも互いに引き立て合ってる。3次元においてはフェイリスタン最強説を唱えている僕だけど、このルカ氏に対してはついついローアングラー化したくなるよ。
Low angler. I'm almost afraid to see what this means. Oh, it's exactly what I thought it meant. Cameramen who photograph female cosplayers and idols from a low angle can be found where cosplayers congregate, such as Kamima or Akihabara's Pedestrian Heaven.
オカリンの感想はどうかな。
But he's a guy.
そうだな。
When urged to talk, I nod vaguely. I'm fascinated, but it's mortifying to admit that. Lukako is Lukako, yet Lukako is a man, male. A man just shouldn't be fascinated by another man. I whip out my phone and put it to my ear.
俺だ。今強烈な精神攻撃を受けている。いや、機関の差し金ではなく、むしろこいつはこの町を守護する大いなる巫女の末裔で、まずい、心が侵食されている。まさか秋葉にはまだこれほどの先森がいたとは。こいつを覚醒させられることができれば機関による汚染も最小限にできるはず。分かっている。 まだこの町を奴らの手に渡すわけにはいかない。これがシュタインズゲートの選択なのだな。エルプサイコングル
I catch my breath, put away my phone, and turn back and smile at Lukako and the others who are staring blankly at me.
ルカ子よ、我が不肖の弟子よ。以後戦いの時にはそのコストさみだれ装備で臨むがいい。
キラリちゃんは刀は持たないよ。むしろね、ウーパーを持つとぴったりだよ。
Mayuri, in high spirits, makes Lukako hold the Upa cushion. His lips tremble as he reluctantly accepts the cushion. He clearly doesn't know what to do with it.
機関による魔の手はこの秋葉にまで迫ろうとしている。
I pretend not to notice Lukako's distress.
お前はこの混沌渦巻く首都を守る先森柳林神社に生まれし巫女よ。今こそその役目を果たす時。わかるかルカ子よ。故に俺は常にお前に厳しく接しているのだ。この町を守る使命がお前にはある。
そうなんですか？
そうだとも。
その下品な笑いやめたら。外まで丸聞こえだぞ。恥ずかしい。
Kurisu enters the lab with those remarks. Alright, what's up? Part-time warrior. Haven't heard from her in a while, but I'm so bored. There's nothing to do here all day. At least the party... Oh, at least the pay is good. Don't tell the boss I've been polishing my bicycle at work, okay? I'll get fired. I hope you understand. We're in this together, right? Alright, what do you mean, but? What are you talking about? The pay is good. Oop. What? The Brawn 2 workshop pays well? Maybe I'll apply for a part-time job in September. Aha, you've made a fatal mistake. You exposed your weakness to me. I'll be saving this trump card for the critical moment. Alright, let's do that one. She's coming in late, like she's a company executive or something.
クリスチャン、トゥットゥルー。
やってくるなりこの俺に生意気な口を叩くお前は助手ではないか。
助手じゃない。何度も言わせるな。だいたい痛い毛で気弱そうな女の子をおもちゃにして調子に乗ってるなんて最低だわ。そう。
痛い毛で気弱そうな女の子をおもちゃにするだと？
いちいち反応するな変態。
That's right, Christina doesn't know Lukako's a guy. Correcting it is a pain, so I don't say anything.
それにしても
クリスティーナよ、ルカ子の全身を下から上へと寝め回すようにして見つめるのはよせ。
してないわよそんなこと。
クリスチャン、どうかなこのコス。ルカ君にすごく似合ってるって思うでしょ？
これが噂に聞くジャパニメーション文化の一つ、コスプレなのか。
I wonder if she's just playing dumb because she knows all of these like otaku terms and now she's just like, oh, this cosplay Japanimation thing that I've heard about.
とてもキュートね。
Aww.
キュートだなんて、そんな。
Lukako's eyes get wetter and wetter.
どうしてそんなに悲しそうなの？あなたはとても可愛いんだから、もっと自信を持つべきよ。
Aw, Kurisu doesn't know, so she's not doing it intentionally, but I guess that makes things complicated for Lukako. I should change the topic for Lukako's sake. While I am a mad scientist, I also happen to be a perfect gentleman. I comb back my hair with my fingers. Sorry, didn't mean to
お前
skip.
の望みを聞こう。
ハイパーアクロバティックな会話のつなげ方だな。
聞けルカ子、思考は具象化する。そしてこの日本は言霊の国。 一旦下に乗せた言葉には力が宿る。お前も晴れてオタク世界の住人となった今、はっきり望みを言葉に出しておくべきだ。そうすればこの地の混沌がシュタインズゲートの選択に影響を及ぼし、お前を後押しする。
僕の願い。
Luka puts his hands together in front of his waist and bends his head slightly to the side. His cheeks turn light pink. His bashful, squirming appearance with wet, upturned eyes would make anyone who saw him either want to hug him real tight or smack him upside the head. It's that damn powerful.
聞いても笑いませんか？
恥ずべきことは何もない。堂々と宣誓するのだ。
そりゃ世界を混沌にうんたらとか言ってるバカに比べればどんな願い事も恥ずかしくはないわな。
そこの助手、人の望みを笑うとは品性が知れるぞ。
マユシーの願い事はね、美味しいものをお腹いっぱい食べることと、ウーパグッズでラボを埋め尽くすことと、ルカ君にコスを着てもらうこと。
マユリには聞いていない。
マユシーのお願いもショタインザゲートに後押ししてほしいよ。
Shota in the gate? Shota, what does that word mean again? Ah, yes. An exceptionally cute boy or young man, such characters are primarily designed to appeal to a female demographic.
ショタインザゲートって、その間違い方神レベルだろう。なんかそこはかとなくインモラルな香りが。
We all ignore Daru. Luka puts his hands to his mouth and casts his eyes down. The same gesture as a female junior confessing her love to a male senior underneath a cherry tree. Cuteness overload, must resist. He wants to be... Aww.
なりたいです。
はい。
Kurisu is the first to react. Her expression is one of utter confusion. Well, that's only natural. I thought that the way, because they made it seem like the father was the one dressing him up as a girl, but okay. I mean, he does wear kind of like feminine clothes even outside of like doing his priest, his shrine work, so I guess that makes sense. Not even I expected that, so I accidentally swallowed my mwahaha.
僕、自分の顔あんまり
Are we gonna give
好
Luka
きじゃなくて、
a makeover? Please, please, let's do that.
だからもし女の子になれれば少しは自信が出るかなって。
So he has no confidence in himself. He's prettier than any girl here, damn. And yet he has no confidence. I'm well aware of the reason for this. It's because he's a guy.
待て。ちょっと待って。
Kurisu starts rubbing her temples.
彼女は何を言ってるの？
我が助手よ。いや、クリスティーナよ。
助手でもクリスティーナでもないと言っとろうが。
お前は決定的な間違いを犯している。
間違い？
わからないか、クリスティーナ。わからないだろうな。それはお前の目が邪念で曇っているからに他ならない。
どういうことよ。
ならば教えよう。お前はここにいるルカ子のことを痛い毛で気弱そうな女の子と言ったが、こいつは女の子ではない。男だ。
何の冗談だそれ。
冗談も何もアカシックレコードにも明記してある揺らぐことなき真実だ。
Oh, wait, I gotta check the, gotta check the tips. Okay, Akashic Records, the database in which every event in the whole universe from past to future is recorded. The memory of humanity's collective consciousness, not in vinyl. Kurisu looks at Daru and Mayuri as if seeking help, but they nod with a knowing look in their eyes. As for Lukako himself, he's just hanging his head in shame.
これは釣られてもいいネタ？
え？
え？
Kurisu suddenly turns away as if to avoid my gaze. Then she walks up to Lukako.
漆原さん、岡部の言ってることは本当なの？
はい僕男です。
嘘だこんな可愛い子が男の子のはずが。
いや逆。それを言うならこんな可愛い子が女の子のはずがないだし。
そういう意味で言ったんじゃなくて。
Does this mean Kurisu knows the meaning of the phrase someone this cute can't be a girl? So she is an at-channeler.
ルカ子よ。ありのままのお前でいればいいのだ。俺たちは男だろうが女だろうがお前を否定しない。同時にお前の望みもまた俺たちは否定しない。
いちいち俺たちって言い直さなくてもよくね？
Kurisu, unable to calm down after learning the truth, starts touching her own face and checking her hair in her pocket mirror. It's like she's had a... It's like she's... What's the word I'm thinking of? It's like it's just twisted her whole world. She's like, who am I? What am I?
あたふたしているな、クリスティーナ。
Or is she jealous because
自分よ
Lukako's
りずっ
prettier?
と女の子らしい男がいたことがそれほどショックか？
認めるわ。私は彼女、じゃなくて彼に比べれば乱暴な言葉遣いだし態度も悪いし可愛げもない。
It's just like destroyed her worldview right now.
これってショックで3日は寝込むレベルよ。
Looks like she's seriously depressed.
クリスちゃんも可愛いよ。
フォローはいらない。ますます惨めになるから。
己の欠点を顧みることができる人間はいずれ強くなる。クリスティーナよ、お前もいずれ立派な女性になれるだろう。
あんたに説教される言われはないぞ。
前言撤回だ。己の欠点すら顧みようとしないとは器の小さいやつめ。
うるさい。あんたが言うな。
ごめんなさい。僕が変なこと言ったせいで。
Lukako bows his head for some reason. His eyes are red and puffy. With such a cute boy on the verge of tears, Kurisu and I have no choice but to stop arguing.
さて僕の愛用のデジカメはと。
おもむろに撮影会の準備を始めるな変態。
先生、ローアングラーになりたいです。
But still, it was just a whim to ask for Lukako's wish. I hardly expected this to happen. So that's how Lukako thinks of himself.
しかしルカ子よ、その望みどこまで本気なのだ？
If he's truly desperate, then having a sex change operation is probably the best way to go. Judging by his current looks, Lukako could become the star of Tokyo's LGBT community. Now screw that, he could even become a TV personality.
例えば夜眠りについて朝目覚めたら女の子になっていたみたいな、そういうのが憧れなんです。夢見すぎですよね。
Unfortunately, there's only so much we can do with the PhoneWave, and that's not one of the things we can do. Stop it with those puppy dog eyes. Are you that chihuahua from a certain popular commercial?
ルカ君、かわいいね。
そうキュート。
Looks like Kurisu's been struck by Lukako's cuteness, too. The skimpy costume he's wearing isn't helping. It's like dunking your brain in a vat of pure moe, then you die. The scary part is that afterwards you feel an irresistible urge to grant Lukako's every wish. But as Lukako said, it's going to be hard to find a nice, clean solution to his problem. And then Kurisu clears her throat.
そういえば聞いたことがあるんだけど。
解説セリフ来たこれ。
お肉をたくさん食べれば男の子を、野菜をたくさん食べれば女の子を産むことができるっていう俗説があるらしい。
Are we gonna go back in time and have Luko's mom eat a lot of vegetables so that Luko will become a girl?
ソースは民名書房。
Alright, Mimi Shobo, a fictional publishing house from a certain manga. In this manga, Mimi Shobo publishes books on fictional martial arts. On the internet, quoting Mimi Shobo is a way to jokingly make statements seem factual.
インターネットで見た。
そういう返しをするとは。お主、やるな。
何のこと？
Anyway, it sounds like an old wives' tale.
知らなかった。じゃあマユシーのママもクリスちゃんのママもたくさんお野菜食べたんだね。
Only Mayuri's impressed.
マユシーはジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンばっかり食べてるから、将来子供を産むときは男の子なのかな。ねえねえ、バナナはお野菜に含まれると思う？
Mayuri's full of questions. I'll leave her to them.
それなら狩猟で暮らしていた原始人たちはどうなるのだ。彼らはおのずと男ばかり産むことになり、男女比のバランスが偏ってしまうではないか。そうなれば人類がここまで繁栄できていたかも怪しい。
別にそれが正しいって言ってるわけじゃない。なんとなく思い出しただけよ。いちいち噛みつかないで。
俺は噛みついてなどいない。クリスティーナ。
Oh my gosh, are we gonna do that? No, we're not. No.
検証してみる気はないか？
どういうこと？
思い出せ。
No.
俺たちの手には
No
電
way.
話レンジカッコ仮があるではないか。
電話レンジちゃん？チーンってしたら男の子か女の子かわかる
No way in hell.
いや、あ、そっか。
Guys, what? Looks like Kurisu's got it. They don't call her a genius for nothing.
漆原さんのお母さんが妊娠中の時期へ D メールを送るのね。
They wouldn't have had phones back then, though. If this is being sent by, like, if you have to receive it by phone, then how in the world is she gonna get it?
いかにも野菜をもっとたくさん食べろという内容でな。
And here we go about Kurisu saying like she didn't want to change the timeline. Changing someone's gender or sex seems like a pretty big change. Maybe not for the whole world, but that's a lot different than wanting to change what phone you bought or what you had for dinner last night. Lukako, who doesn't know what D-mails are, and Mayuri, who's just a little dumb, tilt their heads in confusion at the same time.
やってみる価値はあると思わないか？
それは
今さら偽善で取り繕おうとするなよ、クリスティーナ。俺は知っているぞ。お前がマッドサイエンティストの素質を持つ実験大好きっ子だということ。
誰が実験大好きっ子だ？
違うのか？
違わないけれども。
That settles it. I can't believe we're
ちょい
doing
待ち。
this.
それでもし実験が成功したらどうするん？
どうするとは？
だってルカ氏の性別がマジで変わっちゃうってことじゃん。
それがルカ子の望みだろ？
いやそうだけど、もし性別が変わったらルカ氏が生きてきた16年間の歴史が改変されるんじゃねってこと。それについて誰が責任取るん？
それは
Look at that. I can't believe Daro's the one who, like, Kurisu wasn't the one thinking like that. It's Daro who's saying that, which is surprising.
責任は 僕が
Lukako raises his hand timidly. Watch if this works.
マジで言ってる？
He's gonna come back as she, and she's just gonna be so confident and like not soft spoken, and she's just gonna like rock it.
よくわからないんですけど、その方法を使えば女の子になれるかもしれないんですよね。だったら試してみたいです。どうかお願いします、師匠。
He bows his head to me.
マユリ、お前の意見は？
I can't believe we might be doing this.
ルカ君が女の子になっちゃったらね、今度からはルカちゃんって呼ばないとダメだね。ルカちゃんはマユシーのコス来てくれる？それとこれと
Hell, you guys might not even become friends depending on if the whole life changes. At any rate, it doesn't look like Mayuri has any objections.
決まりだな。ならばルカ子よ、お前をラボメンナンバー006に命じる。電話レンジカッコ仮は我がラボの最重要機密事項だ。それを使う以上、お前はラボメンとならなければならない。
はい。僕このラボのメンバーにずっとなりたいって思っていたんです。そうだったの？言ってくれればよかったのに。言い出す勇気がなくて。それに僕、さっきも言ったんですけど、機械のことさっぱりわからないですし。そんなこと気にしなくていいんだよ。だってね、マユシーもさっぱりだもん。
That's not something to be proud of, Mayuri.
ではルカ子は今この時よりラボメンとなる。
はーい。
Kurisu raises her hand.
私ラボメンナンバー004を返上したいので代わりに漆原さんを004に。
却下だ。他には？
はあ。
You know, you could just stop coming. But she doesn't think about that. Mayuri and Daru ask, what happened to 5? But I ignore them. Moeka will always be 5 in my heart. I want to know more about, like, did her phone change? We didn't really... He totally forgot to ask her if her past changed. No other objections emerge. All members are in favor.
ではルカ子はラボメンナンバー006となる。以後ラボに忠誠を誓い、ラボの発展のために全力を尽くせ。
はい。とっても嬉しいです。
さて、ということで早速実験を。
Wait. I suddenly realized something that makes me smack my forehead in dismay. Is it the thing about the fact that she's not going to have a phone to send the email to?
始まった。ルカ子は今16
Wait,
歳だったな。
what? That's the issue?
はい。
つまり1993年
Yeah,
生まれ。
there we go, exactly.
そうだよ。マユシーと同い年なのです。
In order to tell Lukako's mother to eat a lot of vegetables, we need to send a D-mail to 10 months before Lukako was born, meaning we have to send it to 1992.
携帯が日本で普及し始めたのはいつだ？
I can't believe nobody thought of... Guys, come on, like, I'm a dum-dum. Like, I'm not too far off from Mayuri, and yet I thought of this before you guys did. Looks like Kurisu and Daru figured it out. Daru goes to Google it.
96年ぐらいっぽい。メール機能が実装されるのはさらに遅いかも。
つまりルカ子の生まれた年の時点では携帯は一般化されてないということ。ルカ子の母親も持っていない可能性がある。もしそうならメールを受け取ってもらう手段が存在しないではないか。
ああ、そっか。ダメなんですか？
Lukako's face darkens. I fold my arms in thought. Some way to receive the email in an era where cell phones weren't yet widespread.
こうなったら毒電波を飛ばせるよう改造するとか。
何よ、毒電波って。
ちょっとヤバい人たちだけがユンユンと受信できるんだ。電波っつうか、電波？特に春先によく見られる。
毒されてるのはあんたの脳みそだろ。
いいよ、もっと罵ってくれて OK だよ。
だったら手紙をタイムカプセルに入れて埋めるっていうのは？
それじゃあ過去じゃなくて未来に行っちゃうわ。
そっか。
こうなったらあれだ、ルカ氏が雷に打たれるとか、それで性別転換。古臭いコミックとかアニメで手垢がついてそうだけど。
D メールを使わなきゃ実験の意味ないでしょ。脱線しないで。
じゃあクリスちゃんのナイスアイデアにマユシーは期待です。
私はそうね、高速を自乗倍ほど上回るロケットを開発すればあまりの速さに時間が逆行してとか。
自分だって電話レンジのこと念頭に置いてないじゃんか。
しかもこの天才少女め、今自ら相対性理論を否定したぞ。
単なる冗談でしょ。本気にしないで。
まったく、どいつもこいつも使えないな。
だったら自称 IQ170 の灰色の脳細胞、狂気のマッドサイエンティスト法王院さん、代案をどうぞ。
ふむ、頭の片隅でひらめきつつあるぞ。
ひらめけの精神だな。
The sensation. Yes, my natural mad scientist inspiration is about to explode.
思いついた。
All eyes focus on me. With a broad grin, I proclaim.
携帯がなければポケベルに送ればいいじゃない。
Alright, let's check the tips for what a pager is. An early method of receiving wireless messages. Service in Japan started around 1968. After support for text data was added in the 1990s, pagers grew in popularity among high school girls. However, pagers were soon replaced by cell phones. Pager service was terminated in 2007. Alright, so that will do it for this episode. Was not expecting it to go where it did after doing relatively minor things. Now we are going to try and go back in time and change Lukako's sex, which is insane, and I can't believe Karisu's on board with it. She's the one who is all about, like, time paradoxes, don't make big changes, and now she seems to be all on board with it. This is going to be interesting to see if it actually works, and how that's going to change the future, the present time, if Lukako does become a girl. What? I still can't get over that. I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen. And what happened to Moeka? That just, like, we just kind of dropped it. Like, after realizing that Moeka was fine, there was no lead-up following questions about, like, if the past changed or anything like that. So hopefully that's gonna come back as well, and Moeka is gonna come back, and we're gonna see how that went. Because something did change, the fact that Okabe had that, like, flash and that moment happen there. But I'm very excited to see the next episode and see if this experiment does end up working out, what's going to happen as a result. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye. Special shout out to my top tier patrons: Namara Kito, Sparky, Icognito, Simon Rax, Mad Goldsmith, Harry Gazif, and Asborn Kennedy.